Stumble Guys has gone from being a clone to being one of the biggest battle royale games on the market. While it is dominating the competition, it can't take all the credit for its newfound success. If it weren't for opponents making silly mistakes, Stumble Guys might not be where it stands. Not to mention, it now finds itself in extreme company with battle royales like Fortnite and even Apex Legends. So how did this silly game manage to pull off an upset this huge? It's actually really simple. Stumble Guys dropped on October 7th of 2021. It drew inspiration from the battle royale genre, as well as Wipeout, the hit TV show. It takes a set amount of people and pits them against one another, all vying for the coveted Stumble Cup. Huh. Where have I heard that one before? There's actually a lot of variety in the maps and stuff, with one of my favorites being the Lasers of Death, where if you step on a laser, you disintegrate like you're a character in Half-Life 2. Also, microtransactions are in this game. I mean, it is a mobile game after all, what'd you expect? But it's more friendly than most, and you could get 5 daily spins if you just watch 4 ads. I mean, that's not that bad. And from those free spins, you get things like gems, tokens, and sometimes character skins, which is a really cool idea. You can redeem these tokens and gems for various things, like gambling, footsteps, which is a really cool concept, and even emotes. And some of them are actually pay to win. The punch emote, for example, allows you to just punch people off of platforms, which is really annoying if you don't have it because you're defenseless as somebody could just walk up to you and punch you off and you just lose the game. It's still pretty fun though, I gotta admit, that's a pretty cool idea. Microtransactions, a gacha system, and pay to win not your thing? Well, there's events you could play, and these events actually have some free prizes. Granted, you have to play to get them. And there's so many cool collabs with things like the NFL, Hot Wheels, and more recently the Rabbids. It's well worth giving it a shot when they pop up. Is there anything else I could talk about for Stumble Guys? I guess not. Okay, no more stalling. It's time to address the elephant in the room. The main reason this game caught the eyes of people like Critical was for its nearly identical formula and scheme that Fall Guys had created just a few months prior. AI! While it did do some things better than Fall Guys, such as being free and being way more loosey-goosey with the ragdoll and the flinging, it was still considered by many to be a Fall Guys clone. I'm no stranger to how far the Fall Guys ripoff shithole goes down, but all things considered, this was the best clone on the market. I mean, just look at some of these clones. Yeesh. Sure, this game heavily copied off of Fall Guys' homework, but it also took some issues with Fall Guys and improved them, such as the queue times being noticeably shorter. However, despite the differences, it was still nothing more than a Fall Guys clone. And that's because at the time, Fall Guys was touted to be a contender for years to come. The only thing standing in the way of Stumble Guys' success was Fall Guys. And I mean, Fall Guys is no joke. Fall Guys is an amazing game featuring these bean-like creatures who will stop, drop, and fall their way to the coveted victory crown. Huh. Where have I heard that one before? Fall Guys was definitely a crowd pleaser, and it took inspiration from the battle royale genre.
That guy had shockwaves after he railed me like that from behind.
As well as Wipeout, the hit TV show. I gotta be honest, the Fall Guys had a lot going for it. It had plenty of maps, skins, and extras to keep you busy. It was definitely a crowd pleaser, until it wasn't. Due to a lack of updates and a pool of issues, the game gradually lost attention, and it definitely lost attention when Among Us came out. You see, Fall Guys was a very tedious game. It took a long time for things to load in, there were a lot of wait times, a lot of queue times. For as much gameplay as you get, you should expect about the same amount of wait time in between, which is kind of crazy, don't you think? Like seriously, I don't think Fall Guys stood a chance at this point. I mean, Among Us, dude, everyone's heard of it. So there went Fall Guys, gone as soon as it arrived. Now I know what some of you are thinking.
But Camo, some people still played it during its irrelevancy.
While you might be right, and I'm probably 100% in the wrong for making that statement, shut up. Nobody played Fall Guys. No one. You could imagine with Fall Guys going down that a clone game wasn't gonna do that well. And I'm gonna be honest, it was alright. it really didn't do anything. It didn't make any big splashes or any name for itself just yet. But enough about Stumble Guys right now, because it's still in the battle of mid with Fall Guys. This went on for a little while until Epic Games took one look at the crusty little Fall Guy on the floor and said, I can fix him. They decided to get and fix Fall Guys, making it free for all with the free for all update. Yippee! And it toppled over 20 million players in just a few days, and later would hit 50 million players worldwide. Isn't that crazy? A game with 50 million downloads at one point fell off. Like, how? How? This actually contributed to its downfall, believe it or not. With 50 million sets of eyeballs on your game, people are gonna notice the issues and bugs and a lot of the changes, and that's exactly what happened. Sure, Fall Guys finally came back. We finally got peak guys like we always wanted, right? Kinda. Sure, it was back, but so were the old issues and then some. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't expect Fall Guys to have such a shit economy. Roblox has a better economy than Fall Guys. That's saying something. Not to mention the heavy emphasis on microtransactions and the changing of crowns and the crown system. And that was a really, really bad change. I don't give a fuck if you have SpongeBob, Doom Guy, Master Chief, I don't know, Assassin's Creed, Hatsune Miku, I don't care. Why would I pay for that? Why would I play Fall Guys if I have to pay for the things that are cooler? That just makes no sense, man. That was half of the fun, for me at least. I still bought Pusheen though, no regrets. It was clear that Fall Guys was starting to turn into a Fortnite clone, I guess you could say, where they prioritized the battle pass, item shop, and just rampant FOMO, as everyone likes to call it nowadays. This and other issues that I'm not going to get into, like the delisting of certain maps, caused a lot of outcry in the Fall Guys community. And the hashtag #SaveFallGuys went trending like a couple times. Okay, Camo, stop the music. Look, could you imagine being a Fall Guys fan, alright? And then starting a hashtag called #SaveFallGuys to help fix the game that they're running into the ground, because both sources for information won't give out a lot of information, and you're begging for them to do something, and this hashtag is doing really well, and you check the Fall Guys official Twitter account and you just see the "It's Wednesday my beans" post. They do it every Wednesday to this day. I'm not kidding. Every Wednesday it's Wednesday my beans. I don't know, man. I would have been devastated. It seemed like in a matter of months, Fall Guys fell off once again, going from having over 50 million downloads to just under 3,000-ish concurrent players on Steam, which is no number to scoff at until you start to compare it to Stumble Guys. They definitely had a vice grip on the Fall Guys mobile market for sure, and it thrived. Once Fall Guys began to crash and burn, everyone kind of turned to look at Stumble Guys for what to do next, which was hilarious to me. Basically, all Stumble Guys had to do was keep doing what they already were and not fumble the bag. All Fall Guys had to do was not fumble the bag, and they did that exactly. They had a chance to establish themselves once again. Not many Battle Royale games have as many IPs as Fall Guys have. Hell, they got Disney IPs in that game. Not even Fortnite has Disney IPs yet. That is ridiculous. They could have done so much. They could have done so many things, but no, they fumbled the bag. The final nail in the coffin has to be more recently, because Stumble Guys has been just throwing out updates, alright? They got the NFL, they got Hot Wheels, and more recently the Rabbids. These are just off the top of my head, by the way, so as Stumble Guys begins to do what Fall Guys should have done over the last 2 years, Stumble Guys has just been absolutely dominating its competition, boasting over 10,000 concurrent players to Fall Guys' 2,000. While we can sing all the praises for Stumble Guys and what they've done, because seriously, hats off to that dev team, the battle has just been won and the war is just beginning. One idea that has emerged recently is the idea that live service games are dying at a rapid rate, and honestly, that is 100% true. Eventually, all live service games will die. Yes, even my beloved Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare will one day have to shut down. That is a day that I dread waking up to. There's just not enough player time to go around. One of the newer examples that I could think of is Multiversus. Unfortunately, it did make some silly mistakes and it prioritized some things over other things. And keep in mind this game was in beta. Charging $20 for reskins is not good for a beta, I'm gonna be completely honest. So Warner Brothers Games decided to pull the plug on it until later next year. So now it's just like not playable until next year, which is kind of crazy, don't you think? Maybe they'll do something like Fall Guys did and come back swinging with like so much new content and hopefully have a steadier stream of content than what we got with the first couple of seasons. If you want to know my full opinion on Multiversus, check this video out. It got me back into video editing actually, but that's besides the point. How will this affect Stumble Guys' legacy, you might ask? Well, since Stumble Guys itself is a live service game, it really does have to fight against all these other games. It really does have to go against Fortnite. That isn't a joke. It has to go against Fortnite if it wants to stay relevant. I don't think you guys understand. Fortnite will plan events around other games' events to outshine them. That's how competitive the market is right now. No amount of swimsuit updates will stop... No amount of swimsuit updates for Apex will stop Fortnite from trying to one-up them, dude. I'm not kidding. But Stumble Guys. It just has to stand toe-to-toe with a lot of these games and just present itself like it has been. Honestly, I'm actually really excited to see where this game goes because it looks like it's making all the right moves. Like seriously, it looked at what Fall Guys did and said, I'm gonna do this, but not this, and it's working. Oh man, yeah. I don't think Stumble Guys will stop growing for a very long time, okay? I mean, just look at it go. Look at that little guy go. He's adorable. Whether they do continue to do what they've done since the beginning and let games like Fall Guys fumble the bag, they'll be fine. Now that they've established themselves, they can no longer just ride off the coattails of Fall Guys and just add small updates that keep the player base happy. They need to keep innovating, whether it's in simple modes or in new modes entirely. They can't stop growing at this point. If they do, they will be left behind. So all I have left to say to you, Stumble Guys, is TikTok, Stumble Guys, TikTok.